Welcome back to the channel, it's 9, and today we have quite a lot to talk about with the PS5 Pro and the next-gen Xbox Series consoles, as well as they kind of go hand in hand with this topic, so we're just going to cover everything together. But before we get into that, if you could please hit that like button and that subscribe button. We are on the road to 9K. It helps the channel a ton. Now let's kick it off. So this comes from an official TCL presentation in Poland. So this is not even some rumor stuff. This is not something that just somebody said on the internet. This is a little more solid than usual, but we're going to dive into this and see what this could possibly mean and looking at this as realistically as possible. So first off, let's talk about TCL Technology and what they are. They are a Chinese electronic company. They design, develop, manufacture, and sell consumer products, including television sets, mobile phones, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, and small electrical appliances. So now that you know who they are, during their presentation, they stated that in the years 2023, 2024, we will witness the so-called half-gen of consoles, or Gen 9.5, in which the PS5 Pro will appear in a new Xbox Series console as well. They also mentioned that they will provide gameplay at 60 to 120 frames per second at 2160p and play the production in 8K. There's also mention of the latest AMD GPU. So let's break this down and see what this all could possibly mean. Number one, people are kind of confused by this because of the source, and nobody really knows what to say, whether this is legitimate or not, because we still don't really know what's going on that side of things. This is the first time we've ever heard somebody from a legitimate company that deals with, these different corporations talk about something like this, especially ahead of time. So this is why some people are confused and not sure what to make of it. We have heard rumors for a while that we would get a PS5 Pro sometime in 2023 or 2024, so this aligns with that. But how believable is this? I'm more inclined to believe this, though, over the rumors we have been hearing. I think performance-wise, it makes sense, although I think 8K games will likely be limited to games that don't require much of any demand from the hardware. So that's a possibility, but still, I wouldn't say for sure this is going to play 8K games if this is correct. So performance makes sense, and even timing based on the PS4 Pro launch from the PS4's launch makes sense as well. However, we are dealing with a major chip shortage, and that's the one factor that it's missing from when the PS4 to PS4 Pro was happening as well. So that's something that we really have to consider here, that Sony isn't even able to provide the supply for the demand. So that's another thing that we have to take into consideration. Now, obviously, when we talk about stuff like this, we got to talk about the other side of things. We can't just talk about, oh, this could be true and talk about nothing else but that. And kind of looking at this objectively and looking at TCL's influence and what kind of information they would actually have in relation to game consoles and all that kind of stuff, I think this information could be speculative from the company. This, to me, is the most plausible thing. This, to me, is the most likely thing. I would more likely believe that these are TCL's plans and not so much confirmation that these things are actually happening. I don't imagine TCL would have that kind of info so early on. I think AMD would have that information, especially because they are involved directly with the production and creation of PlayStation consoles. So I feel like that would make sense if it was coming from AMD, but I don't imagine that makes sense coming from TCL. So that's the one thing that really sticks out for me, and I feel like that's going to be the big reason why I keep going with the idea that this is speculative. I don't think this is confirmation of anything. And to be honest, I don't think people are ready to talk about a PS5 Pro or another Xbox Series console. I feel like people are having a hard time getting a hold of the hardware that's out there. They're releasing another console or a half-step console just to say that these are even going to be harder to find than the PS5s in the Xbox Series X and S's makes you wonder what's the point, and it'll probably just discourage fans who really do want to get their hands on a console. The other question is, will this just make PS5s even more scarce than they already are, because they're going to need to spread those resources out to create PS5s, PS5 digitals, and then PS5 Pros, assuming they don't make a digital PS5 Pro as well, which I imagine they may even do that as well, which would add another 2 SKUs to Sony's lineup. These are all questions that are very important that we don't have any answers to. But as far as this TCL presentation goes, that's what was shown. I mean, you guys see the pictures. I've shown them up to you. And this is legitimate. This is definitely a legitimate presentation. In the article, which I will have linked, they sent out a reporter, and this reporter took pictures and confirmed that this is the case. This isn't somebody photoshopping something. This is a legitimate presentation, at least in my opinion. I don't see any signs of this being a fake presentation. but that doesn't mean the information is 100% accurate. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I would love to hear from you. What do you think of all this information? Do you think we are going to get a PS5 Pro sometime in 2023, 2024? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 9K. Hit that notification bell, hit that like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.